What makes successful freelance translators successful? Coming up. Hello and welcome back to the Freelanceverse. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all doing well. Today I have a special video that has many collaborators. I actually reached out to a couple of colleagues of mine in the industry because I was really curious what makes the difference. Why are some people very successful and some people are struggling in the beginning? So I was really curious whether there are little secrets, whether there are tiny habits that successful freelance translators apply and that they, attribute some success to at least. So I reached out to a couple of my colleagues and basically all of them immediately replied. It was super nice to get so much input and so much willingness to help from the industry. So thank you so much to Lisa Artois, Jay Marple, Cassandra Scott, Belinda Grace Fisher, Dot Roberts, Nicole Fenwick, Mathieu Ledore, Aniko Petter-Murdowski, Sylvie van der See, and Kelsey Frick. So let's get right into it because I have a lot. I think I have 15 on the list. So number one that came in from a colleague is dedicated marketing time. So every day, every working day, they have a non-negotiable marketing time planned in. So it doesn't get moved around. It doesn't go anywhere. It forces you to stay present, to do marketing rather than, postponing it. Oh, I will do it next Friday. I will continue doing it on Monday, etc. Every day, I'm not sure exactly how long it is. I'm assuming half an hour or an hour. Every day dedicated marketing time. Number two, relatively related to that, is time blocking. This person at the end of the working day, every day physically plans with a physical plan with pen and paper their next working day. In the beginning, they only used to plan time block big projects, like big jobs, but now they started actually time blocking everything, checking email, getting a coffee, everything, so that your day is so structured that it takes all the guesswork out of your mind. You're just sticking to the plan, and that can be extremely freeing because it makes sure you stay focused on the task that you are at hand and you're not even thinking about the future because it will be planned. You will know what to do, right? And you for sure get everything done that you need to get done. You don't forget anything. Next one is a simple one, emailing clients when you're available. A lot of people forget that sometimes. And I'm sure if you have been working for a couple of years, I'm sure there are clients that don't send you work anymore. Either you fell out of their pool, maybe someone else started at their business and they don't know you yet. When I have suddenly sometimes a moment of doubt when nothing comes in for a while and I'm like, what is happening? I immediately reach out to clients that I used to work with or that I'm currently working with but haven't sent me something in a while, and I just tell them, hey, look, I have capacities, I'm available, let me know if I can help you. Next up is having a fixed morning routine before you start working. That can be so important both for mental health and physical health, depending on what you do, of course. So this person says they have a very strict morning routine before anything, even remotely work-related, comes into picture. They take their coffee, they read their news, they play a couple of games of chess, then they start reading emails, they go to LinkedIn, Translators Cafe, Pros, etc. And only then they feel ready to start a working day. The next tip that came in is kind of similar to time blocking, but it's more focused on the task itself. So this person notes down everything on a to-do list that they have to do, both paid and unpaid work, so everything they have to do in a day. So this way, when a really busy period comes around, they are sure to stay on track and not to forget anything. The next tip that came in has to do with working hours. So this person started adapting their working hour to when they work best. Finally adapting it. They mentioned that they have been thinking about that for a while, but they were always convinced that I need to be online from 9 to 5, but they figured out that 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the most productive, and then there is a crisis coming, a little slump. So now they started having their dedicated working time 10 to 3, and then they take a break from 3 to 4:30, do some sports, run errands, etc., everything that needs to be done. And then when they come back, they are more energized and they feel ready to work more, even if they, work until 8 p.m. It doesn't matter. You have to make sure that you know when you work best. Amazing tip. A very social point, the next one on the list, checking in with translator friends and colleagues. It's so lovely. This person apparently checks in most days with their translator friends, asking what they are up to, sharing their plans of the day. And it really keeps them motivated. They have someone to talk to when something goes wrong or when something really cool happens. Next one is a physical one. This person's secret tiny habit is getting up and walking around very frequently. They previously worked in an office job where it wasn't really normal to just get up and walk away, or at least probably it was frowned upon. So they are appreciating this freedom very much. It gets your creative juices flowing again. It's super healthy to not always sit, right? You can clear your head. So frequently getting up, walking around is an amazing tip. The next one is a tip that I also apply, which is inbox zero. So that means every time this person receives an email, it gets sorted into one of 6 folders for her. For me, it's like one of 25 folders. I'm not that, or I don't know if that's more organized or less. I guess it's just more segmented. Now this person has the folders accepted, awaiting response, in progress, invoices, newsletters, and to process ASAP. So it's a great way because it's super satisfying when your inbox is empty at the end of the day, or in the morning when you wake up, you only have the fresh ones in there and you know exactly what to do. If I have my personal inbox as well, where I don't do that, and sometimes I have so many unread emails in there, and that would stress me out if that was my professional one. So definitely agreeing with that. Next one is active networking. This person says, okay, I cannot do that every single day, of course, but they try to do it very frequently, whether it's simply messaging and talking through LinkedIn, going to conferences, or this person is actually very involved with the ITI. They have their own ITI network, subject network. This led to referrals, this led to new job, to new connections. It gets you out of your home. It's an amazing tip, active networking for sure. Speaking of getting yourself out of home is another amazing tiny habit, which is working away from home. This person says they are the most productive when they are not at home, away from distractions. So they like to go to co-working spaces, which is funny because I feel like I'm more distracted at co-working spaces, but I do get like what they mean. Like you are much more, like when you go somewhere, it feels like you dedicated this time to work on this task, right? So when I have a big job, for example, or a big task or something administrative, I like to do that too. But me personally, I think I'm more productive at home. But that's just, everyone has different habits. A great one that I didn't think about before is asking for reviews in the email signature. So this person puts a little note in their signature asking the clients, hey, if you're happy, could you please give me a review? It would help a lot. And apparently it helps them very much. It really works. They don't have to send separate emails. It's part of the signature. So great tip. Thanks very much for this one. A great tip, very wholesome one, is the next one, adding me as a client. So this person decided to make Friday all about them and their business. They call it Admin and Marketing Fridays. So instead of working in their business, they're working on their business every Friday. And that changes the whole perspective. And that's again with dedicated marketing time, etc. Right? As a couple of examples, they mentioned filming some video content, writing LinkedIn posts, working on business goals, doing CPD, etc. Admin and Marketing Fridays, I love it. And we are coming to an end. I think I have 2 more, adding only relevant people to LinkedIn. Very good tip. I think most people just accept everyone or just add everyone on LinkedIn, and it becomes just a cluster of course it's connections, but it's not really relevant, right? But of course, if you either make folders with your connections and group them, or if you only accept relevant connections, you can really benefit from a great network. You can find clients, you can make connections through that, and you can actively use it. I don't do that. My network on there is huge, and I don't talk to probably 1% of it. It's a decision. I don't want to invest the time into filtering this network there, but it can be a very powerful tool, of course. And the last one of the 15 habits that make successful freelance translators is batching tasks. So this person decides to batch tasks that are similar, for example, bookkeeping or invoicing or taxes, etc. And they don't think about it for the whole month, and then at the end of the month they do it in one batch. That saves you a lot of resources in the brain and also time, because if you have to take folders out every day to do it instead of just once at the end of the month, that helps a lot. I do that too. I have different piles on my desk actually currently, and I know exactly which batch task I will do at what point in the month. That helps me mentally as well. I should be more structured. These tips gave me a lot of ideas actually. I hope the same goes for you. It's really cool that so many people reached out immediately after I asked them if they wanted to help. And it's great. And I asked whether they would like to be mentioned in the video, and all of them agreed. So I mentioned it before already who joined, but also the links are all down in the description. So make sure to reach out to them, show your gratitude, connect with them, talk to them. All very lovely people, very helpful. And I see you next Monday with another Freelanceverse episode. See you then. Bye bye.